Oh, hi, we're back. This is Cats in Camo. Today we are reviewing the Sig P226 Mark 25, the handgun issued to the Navy SEALs. We're still on the range. This time though, I get to go first. We did paper and one torso. The aliens have multiplied. So today, at 10 yards, we have an orange torso on the left. We're gonna double tap that. We have 5 alien zombie heads. We're gonna knock down each one of those and then double tap the torso on the right. That's 9 shots. I have 10 rounds in this. If you look carefully, without my head in the way, there is at 40 yards, there's an 8-inch steel gong set up. If I can go 9 for 9 on the close range transitions, I get 1 shot at the mothership. If I hit it, great, go Independence Day. If I don't hit it, the alien horde continues to advance and it's Allie's turn to fight for humanity. For right now, it's my turn with the Sig. That one stayed up. Yeah. I hope you saw that. That alien took 2 rounds to drop. Maybe I need a bigger caliber. She has a fence set up with 6 bowling pins. And is that another can of my shaving cream?
Uh-huh.
Things I do for this show. The Sig 226 is loaded but not chambered.
Everyone, we are back from the range with our Sig P226. Ready to give it our final review.
I had fun with this gun.
He always has fun with guns.
Well, yeah, but there's some guns that I really like and some guns that we cover for the review because we believe in being thorough. This, on the other hand, we could have stayed on the range and just kept shooting, even though it was a little brisk. We'll call it brisk. I would say cold, but since it's a Navy SEALs gun and they're tougher, I feel like I'm manning up. It was brisk for a polar bear.
Exactly.
Alright, here's the reviews on the gun from being out on the range. Let's start with comfort of grip. As Ali said in the first portion, it's a 1.5 inch width grip, so it's kind of a big gun. It fits my hands really well. I like it. So, above average score on comfort of grip. It just goes where I want it. 4.
For me, the grip's actually, even though for being larger, it was actually okay. It met my expectations for what I'd want a gun to feel like. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, and even the grips themselves, I kind of like this kind of grip. It's not smooth and it's not too choppy. So it kind of right where I want it to be. So because of that, I gave it a 3.
All right, well, let's talk about the sights. The Sig 226 Mark 24 comes standard with Sig Light night light. Night sights? Night lights. For people who are afraid of the dark. It comes with night sights. I really like them. They're easy to pick up during the day. The white contrast, fast on target, above average. You give it a 4.
Unfortunately for me, night sights mean nothing. I have not shot in the dark. I haven't even shot at half light. I've only shot during the day when the night sights don't do anything. So for that reason, they're 3-dot sights. They seem standard, they seem average. 3.
Let's talk about the trigger. It's an average trigger for me. It wasn't great. It does everything it's supposed to do, and then kind of stops right there. So I'm giving it a 3.
One of the things that I am discovering that I don't like with triggers is a long pull. I don't want it just necessarily hairpinned either, but I want it, the longer the pull, the more I don't like it. And this trigger seemed a little bit longer of a pull than I was expecting or hoping for. So it's a little bit more of a factor of, I don't know, like I don't know exactly when it's going to fire.
Didn't know when it was going to fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
that would be a problem.
For that reason, I did have to bump it down to a 2.
Well, let's talk about one of its real strong points. That's perceived recoil. 9mm tends to be a soft shooting round anyway, but this gun, I have new shooters use this when they first bump up from using a 22 to shooting a 9mm. This ends up being a favorite of new shooters because it's soft recoil. It feels good to shoot. It manages recoil really well, makes it easy to put the next round on target. I'm giving it above average score of 4.
Still learning about guns and getting a feel for what's an average 9, an average 45, an average 22. Recoil in a 22. But for me so far...
It happens.
For me so far, this gun just seemed like an average 9mm. It was what I expected. It wasn't too much of a kick, and it wasn't lacking a kick. So I just gave it a 3.
It has the average recoil of a $1,200 handgun. Gotcha.
That's how much this thing costs?
The suggested retail price of this gun is $1,187. Street value on it's somewhere in the $950 to $1,000 range, but it's a serious handgun.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about accuracy. It's comfortable. It feels good. It goes where it's supposed to. I'm giving it a 4.
It was fun shooting it and watching the targets go down, or watching it hit the paper, the targets.
Bowling pins. She shot bowling pins with this gun.
Well, and we had smaller targets, at least for me on the paper course. They were a little bit smaller than I'm used to, and I was still able to be accurate with it, which I thought was awesome. So I agree. 4 out of 5.
Let's talk about ease of reload. The slide release is on the side. You notice the grip is actually wider than the slide, and they put that slide release there where it's easy to catch with your thumb. So when you do a mag change, your thumb swipes, and so you're supposed to be able to do that with any combat grade or military law enforcement type gun. But that for the SIG, it stands above everybody else in its ability to drop the slide and continue shooting quickly. The standard 15-round magazines are a little bit more difficult to seat properly than a couple other guns that I really like, which keeps me from giving it a 5. But I kind of want to because of that slide release. But I know you're going to be shocked, but I'm going to give it a 4 for this. Above average, but not industry best.
The ease of reload for me just seemed to be standard. It dropped. I could hit the button with ease. I could drop it. It clicked back in. That's what I want. So 3.
Let's talk about reliability. I'm going to give it a 4. And again, this is another case where I want to give it a 5. But since this is actually my gun, and I had to replace the firing pin on it, and when I contacted Sig Sauer factory, they said that's actually a fairly common problem for the 226, is to have firing pins go bad. I'm bumping it down to a 4 just because it's a striker, it's a hammer fired, but that firing pin shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't have cracked as early as it did. So we're going to call it a 4.
Even though that I rated it 3 on most of the categories, for reliability's sake, it fired. I didn't have any feed or eject issues, and it was accurate. And I know that accuracy is not necessarily supposed to play in reliability, but it builds a confidence level in me that I can trust this gun. I feel like that's something that should go into reliability. If you can't trust it, then it's not reliable. So 4 out of 5 is what I want to give it.
Let's talk about the one you have nothing to do with. Ease of maintenance and cleaning. We've been doing this show for months now. Allie has yet to take down a gun or clean a gun. And I think maybe you should put that in the comment section that you want to see Allie take apart a gun and clean it and put it back together. Because she also doesn't do dishes. So cleaning is not Allie's long suit. Do you have a long suit?
Long suits? I might have a short suit somewhere.
Great. Ease of maintenance. This gun comes apart really easy. It's simple. There are no extra parts that come separated. The takedown lever stays attached to the gun. I really like it. And again, I just misses out on a 5 category because it's not a double capture spring. And it looks like it is. When you take it apart, it looks like it's attached, but you can actually lose it. If it was a double capture spring, like another gun that we'll be reviewing later, I would give it the higher score. But for right now, I'm giving it a 4.
I think I'd have to agree as well. If it was a double capture, that would be better, a more plus side. Again, for me, it's all about the parts. The more parts there are, the less I'm going to like it. Again, with the whole having to put it together, take it apart, if it has a lot of parts, we're going to be here for half hour.
We'll find out.
But
that's a long video. What happened? They traded roles.
Well, okay, I lost a part. I'm sorry. But I think 4 is actually a good, watching him put it together, take it apart, the 4 seems like a good score.
If you've been keeping score at home, I gave this gun a 31.
When you add up my score, it comes out to 26.
Of course, a 26 from Allie is like a 40 from me. It's a higher score because Allie is picky, discriminating taste.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we won't go that far. I've seen you at speed dating.
No, I don't want the hate comments.
Wait.
No. He said it, not me. Okay.
You don't get hate comments. I get hate comments that I'm mean to you, or that you deserve a bigger part of the show, or...
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. And if you like this video, point those crosshairs at the like button down below. And stay tuned for more reviews coming later on. See you then.